Hello and welcome. Today is that of Thursday, the 11th day of January 2018. Welcome. And I find it interesting that my thumbs up, thumbs down ratio is pretty darn near good. As I get a lot of ratios 20, 30 to 1 on the long-term time frame. I did a hockey pick today, which might have sparked a thumbs down. Interesting. However, I think recently, it was either this video or maybe one of the lower or ones recently, I had a thumbs down come in early on, and that was the only one. It was like this. So really cool. Thanks a lot. Now, as far as my hockey picks are concerned, you're getting premium information. That's really what it comes down to. And as far as cryptos are concerned, I'm risking them to win more. So what's the difference if you are pulling off a bet in that manner, or if you're making a trade to go long on something? If it's a good trade, it goes up, it's a winner. If it's a bad trade, it goes down, it's a loser. So this bet for tonight, I'm placing it with confidence, but it's always a risky situation. You could very easily lose, especially when you're laying the extra wood, if you will, for the really good prices getting better than 2 to 1 and 1 1/3 in 1, or better than 4 and 3. That's really good odds, I think. Now let's talk about Litecoin against the US dollar, which got into some great territory, breaking 100 in the earlier stages of December, making it up to about 400. And you have your normal big, this was bigger than normal though, correctionary down move, and then stabilization after such, which is what it's doing right now, is that of stabilizing. The 18 average, it's just going, it's within it, so it's trading at the lower end, but it's still on that structure. It's broke this downtrend line, so when that happens, it's important to hold and stay above such, and so far that has been the case. As far as any additional trend line, I'm just looking at this one in here, that if there's any sell-off, that would be the ideal place I think it would go to. Now I'm thinking a lot about the portfolio as it's set up, as well as the out of exchanges. How much do I really want to trade at this stage? One of the things I have been thinking about is to have all my cryptos on my Trezor wallet. I have tried and set up people with the Nano. I'm really not a big fan of that, although I do realize it holds more coins. By doing such, you keep an awareness of the markets, and when need be, I can transfer them to exchanges and sell them however the market conditions would state. And of course, when smart swaps are at, that's probably going to be an ideal way of trading. I also think if I leave it to that type of strategy, I could still work with exchanges for only these two mechanisms. I've talked about my buy low, sell high strategy, and with codes like XBY, I think it's going to be very volatile. It's already had a little bit of retracing, and I've got one buy order filled. It hasn't came down to 3,000 Satoshi yet, where my next set of buy orders are placed. I think it's a very profitable situation. I was hoping I could have done it within the Litecoin base market. I was really looking forward to that. Unfortunately, not available. But as far as arbitraging is concerned, I put a series out on that many weeks ago. And I went back to that for the last few days. And the amount of additional tokens that I've picked up extra, whether it be the majors like Ethereum or Litecoin, only small amounts there, but hey, bits and pieces here and there, and so many other alternate coins, because the strategies are available just by keeping an eye on the market, because only price pays, and there's a lot of profits available within it. But at the same time, when you have your cryptos in a hard wallet, I think that's a more secure situation. With stuff like Bittrex having the bid asks your orders deleted after 28 days, that's a big problem in the sense that it's very common for me to have codes where I could have 5-6 buy orders for something and maybe like 20 or 30 sell orders, depending on the code. If it's something like within the Ethereum market, Ethereum with Bitcoin, Ethereum with Litecoin, any of those, I'm talking about having 30 buy orders and 30 sell orders available. And I'm not able to continuously just replace those orders over and over again. So I'm deciding more towards probably just working within these two mechanisms and deciding which ones do I really need to trade. And again, when I use the hardware wallet strategy, when Dash has good gains and Zcash and whichever, then I can work within it, and I can still make plays for a code here and there that if I see that I like, if I get in on this, and then just manage 1 or 2 on codes on places like Bittrex, for example. And instead of having like a bunch of buy and sell orders, it makes it a little easier that way. So I'm going through different strategies I'm looking to employ. And that's everything I'm doing. So everything's obviously your own risk, own reward. And I'd like to thank you for viewing and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.